Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be unboxing and giving a quick test run to the Dewalt corded circular saw DWE560. I've just bought this myself from B&Q. I paid, they've got a reduction, it was 109 or 110, and they've reduced it to 99, and I had a £10 off voucher when I spent more than a certain amount of money, so effectively reduced to 99 and effectively I got it for 89, so quite pleased with that. I've already got the Dewalt DCS391 circular saw, which is the battery driven one, which is very good, very portable. I'm very pleased with it, but the other day I cut up 5 pallets in one sitting, and I was recharging the batteries so often I ended up with four batteries ready to go on the charger and none charged. So I decided that, seeing as how I'm cutting out so many pallets these days, it's time to have a corded one for when I'm in the workshop. It makes sense, I've got electricity here. You know, the whole point of the battery one was, if I go to the likes of B&Q or one of the wood merchants over here, I can take this with me, and if particularly the wood merchants, they sell kind of 3-meter lengths of wood, and I've only got an ordinary car, so I need to chop that down before I can take it home. So it's very useful to take out with me when I'm going to the wood merchants. So I shall still use it for that. I won't get rid of it. I still like it. It's a lovely machine, and I'm going to do another video in the future where I actually compare the two, and you know, just give some pros and cons of the two. So, okay, that said, I'll put that away. That's not about what today's video is about. So, I'm, as I say, unboxing the DWE560 Dewalt circular saw, which is the corded version. So, here we go. And then once I've got it set up with the blade installed, I'm just going to do a test cut on this pallet here, just so you can actually see it in action. As I said, I paid for this myself, so there's no sponsorship or anything like that. Although I am open to anybody sending me any tools that they want. If they want me to review them and then keep them afterwards, I'm open to that. If I need a few 100,000 more subscribers before that sort of thing becomes available to me. So if you could subscribe and like this video, that would be really handy. Obviously, the more subscribers I have, the higher my videos appear up the search results. So, okay, very thick instruction manual there, which I will obviously read cover to cover. That looks like that's probably dust extraction. That's what that looks like. So I'll review that later. Here we have that's the spanner that just fell on the floor. So not a huge amount in the box. Your spanner for attaching and detaching the blade. The edge that you can put in and run a straight line. Most of what I'm going to be doing with this is actually free cutting, so I won't be using that, but it is useful to have. I have used it with my cordless on occasions, and it is good. Although I've actually built my own. I built a run. I might do a video about that actually. So I built a run that you can basically either run the blade inside a slit or on the outside of a piece of wood, and it gives you a perfectly straight edge, and I think it's about 6 foot long, so anything up to 6 foot I can cut. And that does work really, really well. Not an original idea, I watched many YouTube videos on it first. Right, so it comes with a 24 tooth blade, which for most of what I'm going to be doing is fine. I may get a 40 tooth for doing some finer work, but for ripping pallets this is going to be absolutely fine. So obviously read the manual first. There's a little lever around here that you press to stop the mechanism from turning while you turn the spanner. Otherwise it'll just turn and turn and turn. Make sure you don't drop any of the bits. There's a locking nut and the compression washer. Okay, just slides in there onto its little spindle. I mean, it's obvious which way it goes, but there are arrows pointing there and that way, and the arrows on the actual machine itself, they need to line up. Okay. So the washer there came off as one. Well, it was two pieces, but it came off in one. And then if you read the writing on the side, it does say this side away from the blade, so that needs to go on the inside. And then this says this side out. So that's that. I don't think it needs to be horrendously tight. For safety reasons, I'm just going to check that I got that right. The blade. Yep. Okay. Yep. That's right. So one half that goes inside, pressing against the blade, and then that half goes against the outside of the blade. Tighten it. Job's good. Okay. So, all right. So let's give this thing a go. Then that's it. That's the unboxing. There's not a huge amount to it. As I say, not much comes in the box really. Got a decent length cable. I'm actually going to stick an extension on there so that I'm not pulling it. Another reason for having this extension lead is that with the battery operated circular saw that I had, one of my safety procedures was that I always detach the battery before doing anything to do with setting blade depths or anything. Obviously I was a little bit concerned that it wasn't going to be quite so easy when you're running from the mains, and if the mains is several yards away, are you going to get lazy and stop going and turning it off every time? So this has got on and off on the actual thing, so I can be plugged in. Turned off, and there's no power to it, so I can safely adjust the blade depth at that stage. So I quite like that as a feature. Having said that, belt and braces, I'm not actually going to plug it in. I'll leave the plug there so you can see. So, cutting up this pallet, it had plastic sheeting on the top of it. Normally you just have the nails to worry about, and they're normally pretty obvious. In this particular case, the plastic sheeting was held on with staples, which I could take out, but for the purposes of this demo, I'm just going to make sure with a metal finder that I've got from my metal detecting days that I know where the metal is. So obviously got all the nails along there, I've got a staple there. Okay, that's the hinge of my sawhorse that it's finding. That's the hinge, that's the nail, and there's another staple there. So as long as I come along here, that's fine. And I've also, to prevent pinching, I have made sure that this part that I'm going to cut is overhanging. So this is fully supported, this is overhanging. So when I get to the end of the cut, that should just fall away. So there won't be any chance of the blade pinching. So, just to be doubly sure, as well as my eye protection and ear protection, I'm going to have this extra guard as well, just in case of any flying debris. So let's just give this a quick go then, shall we? So, nice and simple, really nice clean cut. So very pleased with that. I haven't gone straight, but that's fine. So yeah, that's the battery powered one. I found was starting to bog down a bit as it got towards the end of the cuts. But anyway, as I say, I'll do a comparison video to compare the battery driven one, the mains driven one, both Dewalts. So I think that should be quite interesting. So let me know if you've got any questions. Thank you for watching. Please, if possible, like the video, and if possible, please subscribe to the channel. As I say, I've only got a handful of subscribers, but it helps to move my results and up the search results. So thank you very much, and goodbye. Keep safe.